Hi, I'm Tom Marks with the Marks Law Firm in Orlando, Florida, and welcome to the Healthy Family Law Attorney. Today, we have a special guest on the channel. We have Liz Becker. She is president and co-founder of the National Association of Divorce Professionals and a senior trainer of the CDS program, that's Certified Divorce Specialist. She's also a licensed NLP master practitioner, communication skill coach, and trainer. She'll tell us a little bit more about that in a minute. She has more than a decade of experience in working with both divorcing clients and the professionals who serve them. Liz has a keen sense of detecting specific issues that create obstacles for all the parties involved in the process. She has always found great reward in educating people on how to communicate more effectively and to achieve positive change, both personally and professionally. Liz, welcome to the channel.
Thank you for having me, Tom.
It's great to have you on. So Liz, that's all your professional accolades. Tell us a little bit about yourself personally.
Well, personally, I am a single mother of a 16-year-old, I won't say boy, man, since he's 6'2" and towers over me. I am living in Miami, originally from Canada, but been living here for 26 years. And pretty much love life, love helping people, and love what I do for a living.
Well, I think that comes through. You really do love helping people and educating people. So tell our audience, what is CDS? And if you want to tell us, what is NLP?
Sure. Well, going straight into it, right? Full force.
Yes, ma'am.
A lot to cover in a short period of time. Well, CDS is a Certified Divorce Specialist training program that I have developed. It's a certification for any professional in the legal, financial, mental health, and real estate fields, and some that a little, that fit outside of that realm as well. But anybody that really serves their product or the service is for divorcing clients, that they have a one-on-one touch tone with divorcing clients. And the training was developed specifically to help them do two main things. The first thing is communicate effectively with those clients, because as you know firsthand, divorcing clients are really not the easiest clients to work with, rightfully so, right? They have a tremendous amount of pressure, life change, emotional distress and duress, and it can be quite challenging. There's a lot of obstacles that need to be overcome with those clients. So the first part of the training covers that area. I've used my years of expertise in communication skills and emotional state management, time management, being effective in your output matching somebody's input, basically, to help that process so that divorce professionals can manage the experience better for the client and for themselves, right? So that's the one part. And then the second aspect that is very important about the training is that holistic understanding of all of the basic fundamentals of each of those four industries, right? Just the basic nuggets. You wouldn't learn how to become an attorney or a realtor or a broker or any of those areas. But regardless of where your profession lies and what industry your profession is in, you should have a basic understanding of all areas of what your client is going through. So I created this training for that specific purpose. I know that I believe that your listeners are familiar with the NADP, with National Association of Divorce Professionals, that my partner Vicki Townsend and I co-founded years ago. That's something that we developed to be able to help and unite all of the professionals. And it brings me great joy to see the growth of that and that we are bringing all of these professionals together. But one of the things that I noticed, which is, again, what I'm passionate about, is it's great to have all this experience and expertise, and you could know what you're doing for 35 years. You could be an attorney or you could be a realtor and really know your profession well. However, if you don't have the right communication skills, it's not going to, you're going to have a limitation of how you provide your service and the experience for the end user. So that's what I put the CDS training together for, to help both our members and the outside, our non-members as well, be able to do that. So that's
Okay, so that was one of my questions. Who should take this training? I know you just mentioned 35 years of legal experience, so you must have read my bio to know how many years I have. But so we have all kinds of different professionals in our NADP group, right? From realtors to therapists to CPAs to other types of legal practitioners to, I mean, even to professional organizers. So should all of them take the CDS training?
Well, absolutely. It's a training that they would all benefit from. One thing that we've also gotten is attorneys that are bringing their staff to do the training, whether they're paralegals, even executive assistants, anybody that's within the office that they're dealing one-on-one with divorcing clients should know this. They should have the understanding, the basic information. So it's not limited to only the professionals that are in the NADP. It does go a little bit more expansive because our goal with this is, again, to make it easier for the entire practice, whatever the practice is, whoever you're working with, your colleagues, your team, your office, as well as for the client that's going through it, so that they, look, there's so many questions, there's so much information that's needed from a divorcing client, regardless of what profession you're in, right? There's just the simple fact of an intake form can be so complex, and the professional really needs that information. But if they don't know how to overcome certain obstacles, that's something that can take weeks to get the information you need and can actually delay divorces just because the information is not being asked properly. It's not being presented in a way, once again, that the input of the divorcing client is matching the output of the divorce professional, right? There has to be this passageway that connects and makes it easier for everybody. And that's just one part of it, right? One part of it to help the practice in its entirety. So to answer your question, yes, it's for those professionals plus more, plus others that, again, that are on the outskirts, but that have a touch tone with divorcing clients.
Right. I mean, I have found in my years of practice that communication and empathy, really seeking first to understand, to really know what the client's needs and hurts and feelings and their expressed desires are, is so important for the professional. And I know that you are super skilled in the communication area. So tell us, how does this training help the professionals to better serve their clients?
Right. So there's a few ways. First and foremost is the trifecta that I was sort of touching on before. In order to communicate effectively, there has to be a trifecta of three components, and that's content. That's your expertise. That's your knowledge of your profession, right? Of what it is, the content of what you're telling the person, your advice, your guidance, whatever. Then there is structure, and technique is the third one. That means you have your contact, but when are you saying it and how are you saying it? What language are you using, right? What methods of communication are you using? At what points of your conversation, at what points of your relationship with your client are you expecting this from them? So it's really that trifecta that's going to ultimately make it easier for everybody. But to be honest, what you just said, it's so true. You need that empathy. You need that understanding. However, the definition of empathy for everybody is different. And that is what's so unique about this program, is that I give you tools so that you can customize your communication with every individual person, because there's no one rule for everything. There's no 5 ways that you should be talking to your client, and these are the exact ways. This is you specifically have to show empathy a certain way, or you specifically have to do this a certain way. That's not how human behavior is. You have to know what you're looking for in every unique client to be able to customize your communication to them. And that's what I teach. What should you be looking for, right? What do you need to change? It's a process. The training's a 16-hour training, and it could quite frankly be a 3-month training. I do it in a way that it's a lot of information and very valuable information, but I give you the basis that you can practice and continuously practice and incorporate. And quite honestly, all of my students, if not all, the majority of them, find it not only beneficial for their divorcing clients, but in general for their clients and for their personal lives, right? How to communicate, because a lot of the skills are based on just general communication. So it works out really well for everybody involved.
Right. I mean, that sounds so helpful to not only the professionals, but also to the family law clients and anybody attached to the process. The reason I started this channel is because I believe families matter, and I want to provide hope and help to families to successfully navigate the family law process in a healthy way. And this CDS training sounds right up that alley.
Exactly. It's so important, Tom. I cover a lot of things on emotional state management, both for the professional and for tools to help your client with their emotional state management. And professionals don't realize how much they bring to the table of their own stuff, right? Their own life, their own issues, their own problems of what they're going through. And they bring that to the table right from the get-go, the beginning of a conversation with the client. And really, they have to learn the skills to not do that, to come to the table in a different realm, so that the potential of that meeting, that even that one meeting that you have, regardless of what meeting it is, you have the most productive and efficient way to start the relationship during that meeting. Because we don't realize this. We think that we build relationships with people and every time we see them, it's the same. It's not. You have to build these relationships every connection you have with someone, every phone call. This works the same with, marriage and your wife, right? You have to look at it as every communication, every conversation is unique in itself and has to be handled in a certain way. So yeah, I agree with you. Family's everything. That's been the catalyst for everything that I do, Tom. And I think this, that's why we started the NADP. We know that I always said, if I can, even in my communication skills coaching practice that I had before we even started NADP for years, I figured if I could help one of the two parents communicate more effectively, I just changed the life of the child. And I think this works the same way. It'll change the life of the people in your office, of yourself, of what you're bringing home to your family from your work. Because again, this is stressful work. This is not easy work to help divorcing clients, and the outcome for the family itself.
Yeah. And that sounds like such a good fit for my Healthy Family Law Attorney channel. So I always ask my interviewees one final question, and that is, do you have a healthy tip for our audience today?
I could give you like a list of healthy tips. First of all, avocados. Eat lots of avocados.
I would have to agree with that.
I agree with you on that one. I think that one thing that's super important that people overlook is, not overlook, they just tend to not focus on. And I think today, with everything that we've been through COVID, people are focusing a little bit more on mental health. But ultimately, our emotional states control everything. They control our behaviors, they control the outcomes. So the quality of your life really is determined by the quality of your emotional states, right? It doesn't matter. That's why you see people that have nothing materialistically and they are happy as can be. And you see people that have so much material things, they have opportunities, they have money, they have partnership, they have relationships, and they're still miserable. It's because of how they're seeing certain things. And if you dedicate some time in your life to really focus on how to manage your states, which is really not that as difficult as we think it is, to make sure that you have a better outcome in life, it indirectly and directly will affect your health, right? We're mind-body beings. You can't separate the two. It is completely connected. So you can be really healthy in your intake in your food, and you can have a very healthy lifestyle, but if you're not managing your emotional states, then that's going to affect it too. So they work together both ways. So I urge people to start looking into themselves in that aspect and looking for different trainings or courses, not again, even outside of the CDS, just ways that they can increase their awareness on their emotional states and where they're at.
Well, I think that's very helpful, very healthy. One of my favorite quotes is that life is 90% attitude and 10% what happens to you. So if you have a great attitude, you can overcome just about anything. So to our audience today, if you have a question or a comment for Liz or me, just leave it in the space below. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button or subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you join us. I am doing new videos every Wednesday with a legal topic and every Friday with an interview. So I hope you enjoyed this today. Liz, thank you so much for joining the channel today.
My pleasure, Tom. Always great to be with you.
It's always fun, right? Enjoy it.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll see you soon. Thanks so much, everyone, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.